Hey there, YouTubers. It's Leo Alderpold. I think this is the first video of the new year. So Happy New Year, belatedly, to those of you who follow. I've come out on my regular ramble, basically following the advice of Timber Drifter. Get outside. It's particularly important at the moment because, well, here in the UK we have another lockdown going on, which means many of us are not getting out as much as we would like. Legally, you can only get out once a day for exercise or going to the shops or something like that. But the government still can't find their arses from their elbows. So, hey ho. Having a cup of tea. This is a mixture of Yorkshire and Earl Grey. And I don't know about you guys, but to me there is nothing finer than flask tea. Tea what comes from a flask. I don't know what it is, whether even when you take the bags out the tea keeps on brewing inside. I don't know, but there's something about tea from a flask that to me is just heaven. Lovely. And the more astute of you may have already noticed, I should say, that I'm smoking a new Peterson System 303. And in it I have a bit of a mixture actually of Condor plug, which I only had a tiny amount left, not enough to fill a bowl, so I've mixed it with some Coniston cut plug. Which has just rapidly become one of my favourite tobaccos of all time, I think. Yeah, I think if I'm going to give a top tobacco of 2020 discovery anyway, for me it will be Coniston cut plug, the aromatic variety. They just call it Coniston cut plug A now, I think. So I thought I'd pull the trigger on buying one of these system pipes, because they've intrigued me for quite a while. But I've never been a fan of the P-lip. You guys who know your pipes know what a P-lip is. And I thought they were perhaps a bit faddy. But you know what? I think this pipe is going to fast become a staple go-to. It is chuffing brilliant. I love the fact that it's a full bent and it sits in the gob really well. It's the kind of thing that's just perfectly built for clenching while out for a lunt. And this is the first time I've actually had a P-lip on a pipe where it actually works. It's brilliant. It works perfectly. So, yeah, if you don't already own a system pipe, give them a go. I love the shape, you know, the sort of apple shape of the 303 is just fantastic, but what I really like about it is actually the way it sits in the mouth. It's perfectly balanced, and designed to sit in the mouth. It's brilliant. Yeah. Had a couple of issues. First off, I think you do have to be a little bit more conscious about the way you pack it because of the well, the location of the well inside, which is something I think a couple of other people have mentioned on YouTube. And also, I have a tendency to shove a pipe in my pocket when it's half smoked, or just lay it on its side and come back to it later. And obviously with these, because there's a well in them, if you lay them on the side, the moisture that's trapped in the well can drip into the tobacco, which you don't want. So I have to be conscious. I have to consciously remind myself to put it on a pipe rest or keep it in my hand more usually. But I think in the week or so since I've had this, I'm not sure I've smoked it on a pipe. The other thing I love about them is they are working men's pipes. You can smoke it, empty it out, reload it, light it again. And I just love that no nonsense, no faffing about, not being too prissy about your pipe. It's a tool at the end of the day. So yeah, Leo's review of the 303 system, bloody brilliant. Well, it'd be even better if I could keep the thing lit, but the Coniston is a bit on the moist side. Could have done with a bit more air time before I filled it. Still, minor grumble. So yeah, get outside. I've been catching up with a lot of timber drifters, re-watching I should say, a lot of timber drifters videos. I actually find I actually find them really relaxing to listen to while I'm milling about doing other stuff, washing up or domestics or doing some work on the computer or whatever. And even though I've seen all of his videos a million times, I think actually just his demeanour and the cadence of his voice I find really quite relaxing, so I can just, it's like having the radio on. Yeah. So there you go, Travis, you've got a voice for radio, mate. But I've been thinking a lot about it, getting out, because since I've been in a flat, my life's changed quite dramatically. I'm not outdoors as much as I'm used to. And because of the nature of the illness that I suffer from, ME, or chronic fatigue syndrome, both the same thing basically, actually mustering the energy to get out is sometimes a real challenge. And I have an anxiety disorder as well. But this is a place that I come to pretty much daily. I try and get out here daily. Not a huge walk, but even if I'm feeling really crap, I can only get out for an hour. There's a beautiful circular walk. So behind me is the sea, or behind you I should say is the sea. I'm on the coast path, the southwest coast path again, between Lyme Regis and Seaton. And there's a bit of a circular walk you can do here. It takes about an hour. You know, even if you can't get out for a long time, it's good to just get out, get the blood flowing, get the body moving, and get the mind working. And I can honestly say I just feel a million times better every time I do it. Sometimes it's a struggle to get myself out here, but the minute I do, within 10 minutes of walking, I just feel much better. And then when I get back to my apartment or whatever, if I've got work to do, if I've got things to get on with, my brain's more switched on, my body's got a bit more energy. It is just so important to do that if you suffer from you know, conditions like I do. If you have depression, if you have an anxiety disorder, anything like that, any mental health issues, get outside. It is just so important to do that. Just helps make everything else that goes on in the day much more bearable. So yeah, thank you, Timber Drifter, for nudging me to make sure I'm getting outside and doing my thing, and keeping me company while I'm mooching about my flat doing other stuff. You, sir, are wise beyond your years. So that's all, really. A few thoughts on the Peterson system pipe, and I'm getting outdoors. It's very grey today, moody, but I like it. I like it when it's like this. There's a patch of golden sun on the sea behind me. I'll show you around in a moment when I wrap up this video. And it's quiet. I mean, every time I come up here, I rarely, if ever, see anybody. It's brilliant. So yeah, there you go. So later on this week, I'll be uploading another video, not remotely pipe related, but it's to do with one of my other hobbies, and I'm very excited about it. So keep your eyes open for that, because it will be a bit special, hopefully. Excuse me. But in the meantime, get outside. Yeah, just get out and do something with yourself. This lockdown in this country, it's going to go on for another couple of months yet. It's going to have tremendously negative effects on people's general sense of well-being. And the best thing you can do to counter that is get outside, get moving, go and explore somewhere new. I don't know if it's the same for other people who suffer from anxiety, panic disorders, that sort of thing. But I find, you know, I mean, I'll look at a map and I'll think, oh God, that walk's really long. And I'll start getting anxious about it. But then once I'm doing it, it's great. And I just want to carry on walking. But you've got to really push yourself just to make that effort to get out. It's so important. Anyway. I'll show you a quick look around before I sign off. So, yeah, as you can see, this is a part of the undercliff, which I talked about, which is where I was in my Christmas video. And here I'm right at the top of the cliff, so below me is a lot of woodland, and beyond that the sea. I'm not sure if you can see through the trees over there, but there's a beautiful rocky beach down there. There's a couple of people on it walking a dog by the look of it. It's pretty much inaccessible, other than by going down a really steep and sort of leg-breaky path to get down to it, but it's a beautiful place. Really quite a special part of the country. And the sun bouncing off the sea over there to the west. So even if I'm not coming out for a long time, literally only takes me 20 minutes to walk here from my car, 10 minutes even. I just come out here just to get some air. Just to stand up here and enjoy the view. Anywho, that's it from me. You folks take care, and I will upload again on Wednesday. See you soon.